Tatiana Arrington here, and I'm here with Ignacio. Am I saying that right?
Ignacio.
Ignacio. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So before we kick this off, I have to say I'm sorry if you've heard this, maybe a bunch. I'm sorry, but has anybody ever told you you kind of look like Tom Holland?
Oh, yeah, actually, I've been like a lot. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just had to
No,
say
no, 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 it's
it.
okay. Yeah.
Now, would you ever consider doing a movie where you two played like long lost brothers or something like that?
I would absolutely do a movie with him. He's like one of the I mean, it feels like him and Timothy Chalamet are like the sort of movies, the male movie stars of my generation
Mhm.
as of now. So certainly I'd do a movie with him. Yeah.
I mean, I can see it now. It's like brothers
Yeah.
from another mother type situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just had to throw that out there. So to jump back to Departing Seniors, I watched it and I was like, wow, okay, what a fun, interesting twist on horror comedies that we know and love. What did you think when you first read the script?
When I first read the script, it was a real the way that the way that it read on the page was very hopefully the experience that we all had reading it is the experience audience members have while watching it, you know?
What do
Because
what did you want audiences to feel when watching it?
well, the way it read on the page, it was
Uh-huh.
certainly like it was like you were as a reader like constantly sort of like duped as to who it was,
Yeah,
as to who the killer was. It wasn't at all obvious in the script
mhm.
like who it was. Hopefully like it's the same when watching it.
It
Like
is. It is.
it's hard to translate that from like page to screen, but like but certainly when watching it there was a lot of like tension and anxiety of like, oh, I think it's this person and this makes sense. And then you go over here and it's this person and then you were wrong about that. And so that sort of, that like that continual,
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. Like I didn't know what to expect, and then so every time you're getting a vision, I'm like, "Oh, okay. We know. I think I know." And then finding out who it actually was, I was like, "This is so refreshing." Like I feel like the whole story in general is just so refreshing for like the horror lovers per se. Are you a horror movie person?
I just love movies. Like, I just love movies in general, yeah. I don't have like a label about like this specific genre is like my like flagship genre. I don't think about genre too much. But I just love movies, yeah.
Okay, okay. But how do you feel like about horror movies in general? Like, would you say you're typically a fan or are you typically like, nah?
Um, I just like good movies. Sorry to give like a roundabout answer. No, no, no. I'm not trying to give a roundabout answer. I
No,
try
no, I get it.
like I don't know, like any genre, there's like, the way cheesier stuff that's like not
Hmm.
that good. And then there's the
Yeah.
well-made stuff by like true like, you know, auteurs and artists and like so yeah, I mean I've certainly seen a bunch of horror movies that I don't like at all. But I've seen horror movies that I love. So
Yeah. What's some of like your favorites?
ooh, um
I'm getting the feeling here that you have good taste in movies.
oh yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, I'm getting the feeling here you're squirming around trying to not answer my question.
No, no, the opposite.
Um, I remember, I'll say, like, I remember when I went to see, I, I don't want to say this is my favorite because, like, I don't think this is my favorite, but I do remember when I went to go see Hereditary and
That's a good one.
Ari Aster. Yeah, well, that was his first movie, right? So, like, I didn't know who he was. Like, we didn't know who he
Yeah.
was. And then, I went to go see that movie, and it was so. First of all, it was like completely not what I thought it was going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought it was gonna be centered on the girl, on the little,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I don't want to give away what happens like if
Right.
it's in that movie, but
No, I'm
it's,
with you.
it's not.
I
It's
was
not centered on her.
terrified
And
when I
then
saw that movie.
yeah, but also there's all these things going on in that movie that I could tell as I was watching it in the theater. I was like, this is going over my head. Like I don't like all these cutaways to like this pagan symbolism and all this stuff. I was like, I know that I don't understand like
Yeah.
what's going on. But yeah, that was a freaky movie that
Okay.
like I didn't that sort of like came out of nowhere because like I didn't know that filmmaker yet. It was his first movie.
Yeah.
So um
Okay. Hereditary. I want to ask you too. I feel like you and the character Bianca had such great chemistry. My favorite, okay, not maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorite scenes is the end when you're like, I'm gonna need so much therapy after this. And then she's like, that's high school. And then you're like, I'm talking about the murders. And
yeah.
she's like, oh, do you have a favorite line or a favorite scene from the movie that was like fun to shoot or fun to say?
All the scenes with Bianca are super fun, like just playing off of Irion. I'll say, it's coming to mind now. I didn't have answers for like other interviewers. uh, um, there was okay, so we shot super quickly. We shot the movie in 16 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like fucking insane. And
Hmm.
there was one day on the movie where we shot, I think it was 18 and 3/4 pages, which like
Wow.
for anyone familiar with like filmmaking, it's a ridiculous
Yeah, absolutely. It's maybe usually what, like three or maybe
or
five.
less, like
Yeah,
less,
less,
like
definitely.
a lot less. Like
So you guys were working that
shooting a
day.
yeah, to shoot a whole day like of nearly 19 pages, like that's truly like a colossal feat. And that was like my favorite day because he was like because I was just acting
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
like there's a lot of days as an actor where like I don't know, like filmmaking can be really like segmented and like
You're,
technical.
yeah, you're in your trailer, you're hanging out,
Oh, there's
you're
no
chilling.
trailers on this movie. There's no trailers on this movie for sure.
Uh,
There's
yeah.
nowhere to go. Yeah, but it was like, but it
That's
was
cool.
but it was like there's stunt sequences and like you're doing I don't know like vision stuff or whatever these
Hmm.
technical things and
Yeah.
and that day it was just like yeah it was just like this acting marathon and I really like it was a really joyful experience for me even though
Yeah.
I was like oh this is a lot I was like man I'd do this every day if we could.
I love that. I don't want to give too much about the end, but maybe a sequel. How would you feel about, I mean, I
Wow.
guess you've graduated, but I mean, if Sidney Prescott could do it, Javier could do it. So what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the way it ends, like, um, it certainly leaves that door open. Um,
Mhm.
I think it'd be fun to see it continue in this world, like maybe with other characters, like,
No
you know.
Javier? No, we
Okay,
finally
I'm
have
sorry. I was trying to be
no,
like,
we
gracious
finally
about
have a
that.
final boy. Like you were the final boy. Like
Yeah.
that just doesn't happen. So I was like, oh, this is exciting. Like you're gonna be like the male Sidney Prescott.
Okay. All right. I'll
You
take
seem
that.
overwhelmed.
I know, man. I mean, you had such a clear reaction to that.
I'm
So yeah,
sorry, but I shouldn't have cut you off like that. Go ahead, go ahead.
no. I'll be, hey, who am I to say, to say no? So yeah,
But maybe some other characters get introduced, or maybe you come back or something like that. That could be cool.
yeah, who knows? I mean, that would be if the movie did well enough if the movie did well enough for that to be an option, like that'd be an incredible turnout. So
Okay, okay. Um, how did you think about, because I feel like this, um, I'm trying to think actually what year. I know they said the year in the movie, but it feels very like Gen Z, but also feels very like it's got some old school vibes in it. Did you like kind of think about or channel anybody when you were thinking about Javier?
Oh wow. Well, there was like they had the writer, the director, producers. They had like an endless list of references,
Okay, okay.
or not just character references, but just I mean, the movie's chock full of references throughout, like textual.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, there were a lot of character references. Unfortunately, like I had no time to prepare, so I couldn't dive into that as much as I would have liked. But they certainly had a lot of references. I mean, the character is also sort of loosely based on the writer,
Okay.
and the writer and producer Jose Nateras, and he was around. But I wasn't trying to like imitate him or anything like that,
Mhm.
or um,
Yeah. It was just more so like as a guide, but
yeah.
you said you didn't even have time to prepare anyway, so you're just talented like that.
That's not what I meant, man.
No, 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 not in a bad way, not in a bad way. But you kind of show up and brought it.
Um, a little bit. I mean, it was a really scrappy shoot. I don't know. We just had to like go through it. You couldn't second guess yourself too much. Um, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about like I'm not even really sure how old you are, but like just stepping into that world of like a high school horror movie.
Yeah. I'll be 13 next month. Yeah. Um,
Incredible. Oh my gosh.
no, yeah, I'm in my whatever early 20s, like, and I find that a lot of actors my age have actually a tendency to like, I guess there's something about like being in this era of your life, in your early 20s, like you're really trying to establish yourself as an adult, that I find a lot of actors my age like tend to sort of infantilize like teenage characters, and there's this sort of
Mhm.
like pretension about like, oh, a teenager, like what was that like? Like how do I find that? And I was like, that was yesterday. Like what are you talking about? Yeah, I have no illusions about like, I don't know, for me all that still lives like very close,
Mhm.
and it feels very accessible. So yeah, just trying to portray that honestly, not trying to like infantilize or sort of make fun of or like condescend to the characters. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to give too much away, but for my last question, did you have like one of we don't have to say, I guess we don't have to say who, but did you have like which death was your favorite where you're like, "Oh man, this is pretty good."
Which death was my favorite? Like to shoot, like to watch being shot, or to see, or
I guess like in the movie, because I feel like, horror movie deaths, they're kind of iconic in a sense. Like you can kind of remember which one do you think has that like iconic status?
man, it's hard to answer because like I don't want to say what
I
character.
know, I know. Maybe we don't
Ah,
have to I was gonna say maybe we don't have to say, maybe say where it was.
oh,
That's
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great. Um, maybe the locker room one.
like, okay, okay.
Maybe the locker room one, just because. Uh,
That one was pretty good. I like the car one though. Because
okay,
I
okay.
because I was just
That
like,
that was your favorite one,
as a viewer, I was just like, wait a second.
just because of how he died.
I guess just it was a little unexpected. So I'm always like,
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. I got
I'm
you.
always looking for the unexpected
I guess
moment.
just in the actual shooting of like the one, the locker room one. I mean, there was
Mhm.
one point, just the way that was shot was cool. Like there was one point where the actor that is is hanging from the thing or whatever, like um also like as a POV, just for the visions themselves, like there's one point where that actor himself is like holding the camera, and yeah, anytime you witness like a DP like hand over this super expensive camera that is like and they're like, don't fucking do. It's like, I don't know, it's just a really exciting moment to have like the camera in the hands of the actors, but also just that actor was really the actor was so serious and like sweet, like about his work, and so just the way he approached that just was really felt sad. It was like it felt
Oh,
felt quite sad. But
yeah.
yeah, no. And then and I'll actually say like that actor that you're talking about in the car death, that
Mhm.
actor. We've me and that guy have become like really great friends. Like I live in New York. Uh we shot the movie in Chicago, and everyone was sort of from Chicago, but that actor has since moved to New York. I was literally at his apartment like the other day, just like doing a self tape.
Cool.
Like, so yeah, it was really fun to
Look at
work.
that. Frenemies and, well, not even
Yeah,
frenemies, enemies
yeah,
to
straight up. Yeah, yeah.
to
Um,
real life friends in the movie.
but it was really
Awesome.
fun to work with all those guys. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm super excited for fans to see it. It's already, going crazy. I was on Letterbox last night and somebody else said the Tom Holland thing. So I was like, I have to ask him about this. He might hate it, but I have to do it.
No, no, I don't. I don't hate it. No, it certainly it comes. I'm surprised by how much like it. I read that or hear that. Yeah.
It's coming. The movie with you two is coming.
I don't know.
But congratulations again on Departing Seniors. Absolutely loved it. Praying you guys get a sequel.
Oh wow. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you so much.